been lucky enough to travel all over the country, and one of the things that I love when I'm in all these different places is trying the regional cuisines. Well, I spent a lot of time in New York City a long time ago, and that's where I discovered what real New York cheesecake was. But I grew up in the South, and our quintessential dessert is banana pudding. A few nights ago, I was on my way to make a banana pudding, minding my own business, and the culinary fairies paid me a visit. What I ended up with was if New York cheesecake and Southern banana pudding got together and had a love child. So what we have here is banana pudding cheesecake. It is out of this world. So this is how you make it. Over here I've got 8 ounces of cream cheese, and all I've done is start beating it up. Get it nice and soft from room temperature before you go to work. I've got 4 egg yolks, and everybody goes into the pool. It looks like a lot of ingredients, but it's really not. And what I love about this, some of the difficulties that you might have with cheesecake on occasion, none of them are here. Easy, easy. Alright, so we're going to let this beat up. We're going to let it go at a pretty high speed. Actually, before we do that, I'm going to scrape down my bowl. Always scrape down the bowl, especially if you're working with a mixer, to make sure that your whisk is getting all the little nooks and crannies. You want your ingredients in your dish, not stuck to the side of the bowl. Alright, so here's where I really got kind of crazy. We have 2 tablespoons of Southern Comfort, and we have 2 tablespoons of creamed banana. If you go to the liquor store and ask for a banana liqueur, they'll know exactly how to set you up. Now, again, we're Southerners, we like a little bit of sweet, so I've got a cup of sugar. If you like it less sweet, I don't know why you would, but you might. Go with about 3/4 of a cup. And we got a good pinch of salt. And then one more time, make sure everybody in here is happy. Scraping down the bowl. They did a pretty good job the first time around. Now at this point, I got everybody? Almost. Last one. 1/2 cup of cornstarch. It seems odd, but I'll show you why in a minute. Because over here in the bowl, all we have are cheesecake elements. I'm going to bring the banana pudding into it in a minute. I'm going to let this sit here and do its thing on low speed. Come over on this side. You with me? Alright, all I have over here are 2 cups of cream and about a tablespoon or 2 of sugar. It's not much, but when you're scalding cream or milk, if you put a little speck of sugar in there, it helps keep it from scorching on the bottom. Now, this is what I mean by scalded. I don't know if you can tell a thing. Can you see it? It's gotten hot on top, but it has not come to a boil. You really don't ever want to boil a cream product. It'll break and curdle and get all funky. Alright, so we're going to come back over here with him. We're done with this. Now, the next thing we're going to do, scrape down your bowl. Can you tell that's a theme with me? We're going to temper the 2 mixtures together. Tempering sounds all fancy. It's not fancy. It sounds fancy. All you're wanting to do is introduce the heat from the cream into your egg yolk mixture slowly, so you don't end up with half an omelet in there, which would not taste very good. So to temper, all you do, you can add a little here and put it in here, back and forth. You don't have to do that. Take the hot cream and with your mixer going, a little tiny bit at a time, okay? Small amount. What you want to do is bring the egg yolk mixture up to the temperature of the cream, so that everybody's happy and smooth. Keep it smooth. That's what tastes good. So as you're adding it slowly, see, we're still smooth in here, but you can see how we're getting some steam. You can tell the temperature of the 2 different mixtures is getting closer to each other. That's what you want. I'm actually going to turn it down so I don't splash myself with hot pudding mixture. That tastes good, but it probably hurt. There we go. Now everybody's in there. Alright, almost the last step. We're done with the mixer. Except for the whipped cream, we're going to make it in a minute. Now, this needs to go back on the heat. So we transfer everybody back in our saucepan. Get everybody off the bottom. Ooh, there's some good stuff in there. Yeah, I tell you, not much of that banana liqueur gives an amazing flavor. Come on, here we go. And alcohol burns off at this point, so you don't get a lot of alcohol-y, is that a word? You don't get a lot of alcohol-y flavor. But you do get that wonderful whatever it is that Southern Comfort's been banking on for how many years. And the banana liqueur is just fabulous. It's way better than what the banana flavorings that have that artificial taste. I don't care if it's artificial in liqueur, it works in here, and it's better. Alright, so we're going to wait for this to come barely to a simmer. It needs a minute at a simmer because we want the cornstarch to really thicken. That's what's going to give us that fabulous firm texture that good pudding has, and also going to bridge the gap between the banana pudding and the cheesecake. It's going to make the end result so fabulous. So I'm going to wait on this, and I'll come back and show you how to wrap it all up. Alright, so we came to a simmer over there on the stove, and all I did next was I took a wire mesh strainer and I strained this through. The reason you want to do that is anytime you've done a custard like this, you may have little bits of albumin from the egg. You want silky, so get rid of those lumps. So at this point, you're almost done with this. A teaspoon and a half of vanilla. You know, about a tablespoon of nice cold butter all chunked up. The vanilla, of course, is for flavor. Butter's for flavor too. But the butter's going to give it that beautiful, glossy, sparkly thingy that happens with a good custard. And we like sparkles. Sparkles are fine. Alright, now I got to say a word here about the vanilla wafer issue. I understand if you didn't grow up in the South, that you may not understand that banana pudding has vanilla wafers in it, and that they get soft. And we don't care. But, oh, wait, I almost skipped a step. There's little bananas in there. I am also willing to admit it may not be your thing for whatever reason. That's alright. This is fabulous in a graham cracker crust. Or, if you really want to keep the north-south thing going, mix your graham crackers half and half with vanilla wafers before you blind bake them with a little bit of sugar. You'll have the flavor, but you'll also have the texture. Okay, so this is all we do at this point. Now, work a little quickly here because not only will your bananas get brown, your pudding, because it's got a good bit of cornstarch in it, will get really nice and tight, which is lovely, but it gets lumpy if you're not careful when you're assembling the layers. So this is it. 1½ bananas on top of vanilla wafers, which do get nice and soft like they're supposed to. Just spread them out. It's not rocket science. Not too difficult. Now, everybody goes into the pool. And this is when you get a party. Oh yeah, that needs to happen. Alright, so at this point I'm going to repeat everything. You know? Layer, rinse, repeat. I'm going to give it another layer of everybody. I'm going to make some whipped cream with whipped cream to banana. A little more sugar. And I'll show you how everybody gets happy. Alright, so he's got nice and cold. And this is exactly what we're looking for. And look, my 6-year-old decorated it. Okay, see this? Have all those beautiful layers where it's creamy and rich and beautiful, and it tastes like cheesecake, and it tastes like banana pudding, complete with the soft vanilla wafers. Now all you have to do at this point, I made whipped cream. I almost made banana butter, which is, you know, that's not a bad thing, but watch your whipped cream. And all I did with the whipped cream was a couple tablespoons each of banana liqueur and sugar. And to make him just as happy as he can be, that's all it needs. That is banana pudding cheesecake love child.